you released a poll where you didn't have Shedeur Sanders able to be voted on for being the best quarterback in college football, which I think is blasphemy. And you have Jalen Milroe as the best quarterback entering this upcoming season. Why are you so high on Jalen Milroe? And how good do you think he can potentially be under Kalen DeBoer?
Because putting Jalen Milroe with one of the better QB coaches in the country be the same thing if he was being coached. Well, maybe not the exact same thing, but pretty close to Lincoln Riley and Ryan Day. Jalen Milroe would become a main battle tank amongst like World War One tanks that beat almost every other quarterback in the country. He has all the physical tools necessary for success. And maybe I like physical tools too much, but factoring in the development that he's getting right now, and the fact that last year was his first full season as a starter, I think that there's at least going to be some improvement entering this year. And at most, if he utilizes all of those physical capabilities, I mean, watch out. I think he's in the perfect offense. I think the offensive line improving helps. He no longer has Seth McLaughlin messing up his every play in a road game. Yeah, he went to Ohio State, so that's why I'm not very optimistic about their offensive line. Um, and he has a better OC. I mean, Nick Sheridan wasn't known for his success at Indiana, but that's Indiana. And Tommy Reese, with much better talent, wasn't really cutting it at Notre Dame, and certainly didn't cut it at Alabama last year, running what I think was like a pro style offense with a
Yeah,
quarterback who's not built.
for that.
I mean, the last thing you'd run with Milroe is a pro style offense, and that makes no sense.
Me personally, I'm not as high on Jalen Milroe as what you are, but that doesn't mean I'm still not high on him. I view him as a top
Yeah.
five quarterback entering this year. I agree with you. I think he's going to go off under Kalen DeBoer. People have been questioning just how good of a fit is he going to be in DeBoer's system, but this is a perfect fit for him because what did Michael Penix in Washington do such a great job of last year? Getting big plays in the vertical passing game. Michael Penix was probably the best deep ball thrower in college football last season. Jalen Milroe, he throws the deep ball more accurately than he throws the short and intermediate passes. And you pair that
Yeah.
up with DeBoer's play calling. We know that Alabama has guys at receiver. Like, they have nothing but blue chippers in that wide receiver room. So nobody should be questioning if they're going to be able to suffice with the loss of Isaiah Bond to Texas. This is a team that, to me, if Jalen Milroe ends up improving and he's better than what he was last year, because remember, he got better every single game after he got benched against USF. Bama, to me, year one under the board could win the national championship. The talent's still there. They still
Yes.
have a top three, top five roster. And the board, we seen what he did in his 2 seasons at Washington. Imagine what he can do with Nick Saban coach talent. You feel me?
Yep. Yeah. Their ceiling's limitless. And I'll say this: if not for, I believe, Ryan Grubb, I think their offensive line coach was Scott Huff. I could be wrong on that name. If not for them leaving for the NFL, they were going to be my national title pick, and it wouldn't have been particularly close. But with Chris Kaplovich, who I don't necessarily view as a good offensive line coach filling in, I don't know who's going to be calling the plays between Sheridan or DeBoer. There's a little bit of questions there. But Alabama's going to be good. I mean, the people who think that the hiring that they made was bad, A, is just not true. I mean, look at how they're recruiting and look at DeBoer's track record, which is more important. And B, look at the talent they have. You could put a dead guy as the head coach, and depending on how things come together, they could play against anyone in college football. I mean, people are only saying that because they're understandably sick and tired of Alabama being Alabama.
Yeah, like to me, I'm gonna say what Alabama fans, want to say, but they don't want to say it because they feel it may be too soon. But I don't know how religious you are, but they got a religion called atheism, which means that when you pass, you get reincarnated into something else. Well, when Nick Saban got into his final 3 years at Alabama, Sam, in his sleep, his football coaching spirit split in two, and it got inherited by Kalen DeBoer. And I'm looking at Kalen DeBoer as Nick Saban reincarnated at Alabama. Now, I know that we haven't seen the games be played on the field yet, but listen, this dude has won everywhere he's been. He's been winning since he was coaching NAIA ball at his alma mater. And he was able to do something at Washington that even Chris Peterson wasn't able to do. And he was a damn good coach. And he only did it in 2 years with his team. So if he can do what he did at Washington in 2 years, I can only imagine the damage that he's going to do at Alabama this season. To me, I don't have them winning the national championship, but I definitely do have them being a 10-win team, making it into the playoffs, and probably being a second round exit.